Welcome back to Desktop Bodybuilding, and me and Michael Galley are back for another weekly bodybuilding breakdown. And today we're doing a Q&A, so it's strictly Q&A, questions from you, the listeners. So I hope you guys enjoy this content, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding, and you won't miss another weekly bodybuilding breakdown. So guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Welcome back to Desktop Bodybuilding. I'm Xavier Wills, and I'm joined as always by Michael Galley for another weekly bodybuilding breakdown. And we've got the Q&A this week, Mick. The first Q&A we're doing, I put it out on YouTube in the community tab, and we've got about 9 to 10 really good questions. So we're going to be able to give a shout out, and we're going to try to keep this to 10 minutes, but realistically, it'll probably be 15 to 20. So let's get into it straight away. The first question is from Larry Brooks. He says, who are your under the radar guys to look out for picks for the 2020 Olympia if competitions are resumed? We've also got another one for the 2020 Olympia. So who are the guys that are on our radar that we're going to look out for? Who do you have on that, Mick?
It's a hard one because we don't know who's going to qualify for it yet or who's going to make up qualification points. Even though he's been around for a while, I'm still looking at Luke Sandow making a real big impact if he makes the Olympia. Yeah. I think Luke can better his condition and his look from the 2019 Arnold's, where he got third. So he's actually my pick, where I think I can see someone coming up and really challenging, possibly around that 6th to 7th position, which would be fantastic for Luke. Yeah,
Luke's one of those guys. I've said this before in the past too. If he is on, he is spectacular. Like he was at the Arnold Classic when he placed third. Like honestly, I would have liked to see even more comparisons with him and guys like William Bonac and Brandon Curry. He was that good, but I do think he deserved that third position. But if he comes in slightly off, we saw it at the Indy Pro last year, he came 4th place, and that wasn't long after the Arnold Classic. And when you really look at the photos, he wasn't that far off, but he wasn't quite as crisp. So he's one of these guys, if he's slightly off, he gets penalized harshly. And it really, I suppose his physique looks much better when it's really on. But guys, for me, I sort of approach this a little bit differently. I think I read it a little bit wrong, to be honest. But guys that I was thinking, like Quinton Araya, he just had his 25th birthday, so happy birthday, Quinton. And he is outrageous. I put a thing up on my Instagram as well and said, is Quinton Araya a future Mr. Olympia? And I think it was something like 93% said yes, because he just looks that incredible right now. So he's a guy to watch out for that I think will qualify for the 2020 Olympia if we do get plenty of contests underway. So that's one guy to look out for. Another guy to look out for is Evan Centopani, who is going to be doing that New York Pro. So I don't know what Evan looks like. I don't know if his legs will be up to scratch, but they're two guys to sort of look out for in the 2020, maybe going into the Olympia if they can qualify. But let's move on to our next question. Alfredo Prodigy, would 100% Flex Lewis beat a 2019 Arnold Classic Luke Sandow? That's a great question. Now, my opinion is that 100% Flex Lewis, we don't know what 100% Flex Lewis looks like now because we haven't seen him with the added size yet. But previous versions of Flex that has competed at the Olympia in the 212, I would say no. That version of Luke Sandow was very good, and I think that he was just off even pushing maybe a William Bonac or a Brandon Curry. He was that good. And I don't think a Flex Lewis could have beaten that based on his 212 looks. But Flex Lewis this year at the Olympia, I don't know. If he comes in considerably bigger, then I think that would beat a 2019 Luke Sandow at the Arnold Classic. What's your thoughts, Mick?
Yeah, pretty much the same lines as you. I think Luke would just get that edge with how he looked at 2019. And I was there for that Arnold Classic too, and it was an amazing look that Luke brought to the stage. Just a perfect combination of size. He had shape. He was very hard. Again, like you said, if Flex was around the 225, 230 mark, which he seems to think he could be a whole different story. So we might find out come Olympia time.
Yeah, so 2020, if I had to pick, I'd say a 2020 Flex Lewis would beat 2020 Luke Sandow, because Luke is a little bit up and down, but that version of Luke Sandow was very good, and it would be an interesting comparison. I'd love to see it. Next question, Elisina Gale. She says, what's your prediction on the Olympia 2020? Can you make a top 5? If Phil and Sean both come back and Hardy has a visa to compete versus Bonac and Rami with good conditioning. And she said, Elisina Gale from Haiti, which is awesome. We've got a female listener from Haiti or a viewer from Haiti. So I've written down a few things. Now, Phil Heath, we really don't know if he's going to come back, but this is sort of my top 8 because I couldn't really nail it down to 5 because there's a lot of good names. And plus, we're probably going to literally see probably 3 of these names not in there, just on average, you know. So I've got Phil Heath winning it if he does come back and he is really good. Brandon Curry 2nd, William Bonac 3rd, Hardy Chupin 4th, Flex Lewis 5th, 6th Rolly Winkler, 7th Dexter Jackson, and 8th Luke Sando. But realistically, probably wipe 3 of those names out, and that would put Luke Sando in the top 5 of the Olympia. So that's sort of what I'm predicting. I don't think we'll see like a Hardy, but just because, you know, the whole Iran thing and everything, I don't think we'll see a Phil Heath this year with everything that's going on. I don't think he's going to prep with, you know, not knowing if it's going to happen or not. And, you know, we'll probably see, on average, you normally see one of these other guys drop out, whether it's a Rolly or a Dexter or whoever else. So that's my top 8, but it'll probably be nailed down to top 5. Who do you have, Mick?
Well, we were going on this with if Sean was in it, wasn't we? Wasn't that the question?
Oh, sorry. I did. Man, I totally forgot about Sean because I just assumed he wasn't. You kept
calling numbers out. I'm going, where's Sean going in this? What's Sean doing? What's happening here with Sean?
Let me rearrange this, man. I'm going to put Sean Roden in number 1. So just push everyone down a spot.
All right. Well, that makes it interesting because my top, and I had a top 6. I knew we'd both go over the top 5.
Yeah.
I had Sean first as well. I had Phil 2nd. I had Flex 3rd. Brandon Curry 4th. William Bonac 5th. And Dexter 6th.
Yeah, I like it.
And that's a possible, if everyone was in, I mean, that's a very possible top 6.
Absolutely.
I think what's exciting is the unknown with Flex. We don't know what he's going to look like. Like, we know he's going to be bigger. He's always going to bring condition. But how's he going to look against those other guys with that added size?
Yeah. Have we given up on Kai Green?
Yeah, I think so. What was his last one? 2000.
Man, I can't remember when it was, but it was a while ago. Like, it's been a while since he stood on stage. And even when he did and competed against Cedric, it was very close between him and Cedric. People don't really realize that. Like, it wasn't like, oh, Kai just came in and wiped it. I think Kai was a little bit downsized on what he was in the past. I thought it was a good package. He came in good enough condition to win. But I don't think a package like that would be able to knock off a Brandon Curry, for example. So I don't think that, you know, if you see Sean Roden in there as well and William Bonac, I think he would fall behind those guys, to be honest. That's my opinion.
I tend to agree. And also, Kai would be getting close to 50 now, wouldn't he?
I don't know how old he is, but I know he's at least mid-40s at the least, you know. So I don't think that he can come in at his best anymore. That's my opinion. And, while off-season he might look phenomenal, when you get your clothes off fully on stage, you see every little part of your physique. So he's only showing what he wants to show right now, and I just don't think it would be the same as what it was 5-6 years ago whenever he last competed, or probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. Next question. Let's move on. We have Mark Valentino. He says, favorite bodybuilders, and someone prefaced underneath as well. Basically, they said, do your sort of top 5, maybe from different eras as well. My top 5 is in no particular order, and there's guys as well. I want to mention this. Guys like Josh Lenardowicz, Aaron Polides, Quinton Araya, current guys that I actually know on a personal level. I'm not including them because I'm just too biased. So I'm just not including those guys. So, I suppose I sort of know Jay Cutler on a personal level now, but he's my favourite of all time. So Jay Cutler's number 1, and these other guys are in no particular order. So the other guys I've got is Bob Paris, competed back in the, I suppose late 80s, early 90s. Phenomenal physique. I think he's got the most aesthetically pleasing physique of all time. I love him. Flex Lewis, just a phenomenal bodybuilder. I love his shape and I love his conditioning. Arnold Schwarzenegger, just for the fact that it's Arnold. Who doesn't love Arnold? And Melvin Anthony is sort of one a little bit out of the box there because I just loved his posing routines because he hit his bodybuilding shots in the routines and he obviously did all the pop locking stuff, and I did like his shape too. So that's my top 5. Who do you have, Mick?
I was the same. Now I've got my top 5 here as well, but they were just virtually guys that influenced my way of thinking throughout my last 30 years of training and all that sort of stuff.
Can I have a guess?
And no water either. So Kevin Lebroni.
Yes, I was literally about to guess Kevin Levrone up first. I knew it.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was a huge factor. I mean, my first year of training, first comp was 91. So that's when he kind of burst on the scene at the Nationals. Now, this is purely physique-wise, and there was no social media back in the 90s. So we didn't know. Sean Ray, yeah. Do I talk about the message I sent him?
Yeah, you can if you want, yeah.
I'd show it, but you can't really see it. It'll take a minute or two. We got a minute or two?
We've got a minute.
Okay. So Sean is a physique, absolutely fantastic. And I know he's getting bashed a lot lately, especially from Dexter about his personality. So the other day I was on Sean Ray's website, just looking at some 3/4 basketball tees, which I love. I love the basketball tees. I thought, yeah, that looks awesome. I'll order that. Then it said out of stock. I'm okay. So I sent Sean a message on Instagram. And just said, hey, Sean, just wondering when your next lot of 3/4 tees will be back on your website. The message I got back was, no idea. And that was it. How are you supposed to run a business with that comment?
No idea. No idea.
You should have been like, I'll look into that. I'll get back to you because I don't know. That's just how I do it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
or I'm not too sure. I'll find out. Like anything.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Does he mean? Do I follow up on that next week or not?
Yeah. Do I check back to see if they're actually in stock, or
do I just let it go?
Yeah, I'll probably let it go. But yeah, Sean doesn't like writing back too much. He sees all my messages. I've sent him about 10 to 15, which I do with a lot of bodybuilders, and I understand. A lot of guys don't see it, but he sees every single one. Every time I send him a message, it says "seen," no response. Yeah. So I do want to get him on for an interview.
Send him one a week. From now on, one a week.
I'll send him one a day. Right. I should just send him one a day, see what happens.
So the other guys I've got, Jay Cutler.
Yep.
Who doesn't love Jay? What a fantastic role model and ambassador he is. Sean Roden, I've just loved Sean from the minute he became a pro. Followed everything about him. Got to know him just we can have a chat here and there. Awesome guy. And Rich Gaspari, who literally when I first started, as well as Sean and Kev, he was one of the kind of just on his downslide, but I managed to get hold of all the old VHS videos back in the day of his Olympias, 85, 86, 87, all that. So I was a huge fan straight away.
Yeah, he's a sensational bodybuilder, and he really brought the conditioning to bodybuilding, I'd say, like on another level, I guess. Yeah. Next question. Oh man, this name. Jitesh Kumar. Hello, bro. In a previous video, you made a vlog on Keon, and he claimed that he competed naturally. So could you ask him? He's asked me to ask Keon what he did naturally to gain the size and the kind of physique he has. Obviously, I can't do that on this show, but I'll try to get Keon on the show as well. And he says, also, I've asked earlier on a vlog on preparation with and without a guru or coach. So what do you think about prepping with or without a guru, Mick?
Okay, what have I done? I've done about 42 shows now. The only guy I've ever really helped prep me like a full-on prep has been John Davies. So for people who don't know, John Davies was a top Australian professional bodybuilder, did the Olympia 2003, really knowledgeable guy. So he probably helped me out for maybe 15, 20 shows. But that said as well, the rest of them I did by myself. And there's pros and cons to both ways. But I think if you get a chance, once you've got enough knowledge to do it yourself. And I found by doing it myself, I was less stressed, believe it or not. I just trusted my gut instinct. I trusted what was a mirror. I had other people like Aaron Pilates and Logan just give me feedback via photos. But everything else I did my own. So, I think you got to try the best of both worlds.
I think it's a personal thing as well. Like when I first started, I had someone, a guy called Darren Petty in Tasmania. He basically gave me a diet and said, follow that. I followed that for my whole prep. It did not change one bit, and I just did the same thing. I got in decent shape, decent, but I think I needed to change things to get better. But he did that for free for me, so I was incredibly grateful. But I've never worked with a coach outside of that. I've heard what other coaches have done with other people, and obviously being a coach myself, previous clients send me what their coaches have done, whether it's been Dave Palumbo's diet or it's been Boston Lloyd's diet or whoever these people have used that have come to me, and I've seen what they do. I've spoken to a lot of these pros in terms of what they do with supplements and all that sort of stuff. So I sort of know what people do, and I know what works for myself. So I always prep myself. I've never done a prep where I've been under a coach, and I sort of like that in terms of experimenting on myself and being able to then, if it works well, trying little things with clients, and then if it doesn't work, you can change it. So I personally like it. And as well, I'm a control freak too, man. Like deep down, I'm a control freak. I let go of it in some parts of my life, but for prepping, I don't think I could handle coming into a show, being slightly out of condition, and then having someone else be responsible for it. I'd just be so angry at them and myself probably. So I think that prepping myself is definitely the best idea. Now, next question, Isaac Israel. He says, do you think if Phil Heath jumped on stage again with the same gut issues this year and Sean Roden didn't attend, he would win another Sando? So I think that Phil is the odds-on favourite if Sean Roden does not compete. And, I mean, if it's the same gut issue, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if the judges... It comes down to what the judges want to judge, you know. If they say, nah, we warned you, and it looks exactly the same as it did before, then maybe they won't award him regardless of sort of who else is behind him. Like, if a Brandon Curry from last year, maybe they'd say, nah, it's not good enough. We don't want to see a stomach sort of on stage. But the thing is as well, Phil was so good outside of the gut issue he did have. So I think that it comes down to the judge's opinion on what they want to reward. If they want to reward Phil Heath while he's still got it a bit, then that's fair enough, and I understand it. Because Phil, honestly, when he lost the Olympia, the rest of his physique, he was peeled and he was big. So people saying that he was slightly off are totally wrong.
His hamstrings were probably the leanest they've ever been, to be honest, at that 2018 Olympia. And I was quite close. To me, I won't say obvious, but to me, looking at them, I thought Sean should win this, but I don't think they'll give it to him. Then the following night at the finals, I'm like, they can't not give it to Sean. Like, he was that good. But if you put Sean out of it at 2019 and Phil had the same look, I think they may have gone for Phil.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, but yeah, you're right. I guess it just depends on what the judges want. But I've got a feeling, if it was Phil up against Brandon and Phil looking the same, they probably would have went Phil's way.
I agree with that, yeah. Next question, Vinny's World asks, what's your ab routine? This is a bit of a different question, not so much bodybuilding, but pretty much for me, what I do is literally, I'll do abs at the moment twice a week and just literally 2 to 3 exercises, short rest between sets, nothing crazy. Like, I just make sure I hit a leg raise, normally a crunch, then maybe a side crunch or another crunching exercise. Nothing crazy, but what do you do, Mick?
Yeah. When I competed, what I used to do, sometimes I do my cardio every morning. So when I come home from cardio, just in the lounge room, I just do abs nearly every day, 6 days a week. Just crunches, leg raises, and then just standing up with one of those brooms and just doing the side twists. And that seemed to be enough, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's an old school exercise, man, from like the
magazines. I love the old broom twist. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I've actually considered doing them first thing in the morning as well, like fasted. Do you do it fasted?
Yeah. Because the only thing I'll ever take before cardio is just some sort of a fat burner and things like that as well. Yeah. Come home, do the ab routine then I usually have a shower a bit, then I'll have breakfast.
Yeah, sure. Cool. Jamie McQuain asks, what's your next competition and best luck in your future shows? So I'll answer that next. I have no idea what my next competition is. I was hoping it was going to be in August, but I'm not sure if those mid-year pro qualifying shows will happen or not. We'll have to wait and see. And if not, the late year shows, you never know. It depends when my baby comes, because she's due on the 12th of September. So if she comes early in mid-August or late August, then that could open it up for me to compete in October. You never know. But I might just prep and then just see when the baby comes. And because once the baby comes, things are crazy for a week. You're not really sleeping much, so I'd have to sort of almost take a week off prep. I'd still get to the gym and stuff like that for short little workouts, but it's not going to be a week where I make progress. Pretty much, it'll just be a week where I maintain and then go harder after that. But the main thing is family, man. So it might be Arnold's next year. It might be next year's mid-year pro qualifier. I just want to compete whenever I sort of can, pretty much. But what about you, Mick? Are you going to compete again?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. The love for it is still there, but you got to remember, I've been doing it, close to 30 years. So it's one of those things. And since that pec tear that obviously you know about, it's just not the same training upper body anymore. It's extremely hard to maintain any sort of thickness. Yeah. Never say never, though. I mean, who knows? And there's a lot of comps here, well, not at the moment, but it's in the States. They've got comps nearly every weekend, all around the country. So there's a lot of opportunity here. It just depends if I can find the balance between work and prepping. That's a tough one. But nothing's in the future, that's for sure.
Yeah. Last question. Charlotte1 asks, hi X, I'll just add in and Mick as well. What's your opinion on bodybuilders who claim to be fake natties? AKA Simeon Panda, are they scamming their fan base for financial gain? And do you think that they set a bad example for the younger generation? Would it be better that they come out and actually admit their drug use? Okay, so my opinion on this is that we can't say that they're fake natties because we don't know. And some of these guys have just superior genetics. And I actually saw Simeon Panda before I actually knew who Simeon Panda was, back at that Olympia in 2014. I actually figured out what year it was after we spoke about it on our last episode. And I saw him in the expo and someone was posing. I was with someone there and they said, oh, it's Panda. I was like, who the hell's Panda? And he's just in the middle of the Olympia expo posing and taking photos with people and stuff. And he didn't blow me away as much up close in person. But yeah, his shoulder structure is very, very wide. And he's got these nice round muscles sitting on top of it, obviously, and stuff. And I don't know. It's hard to believe a lot of these guys are natural that do claim it, but you never know. And I think that, if they are, really taking a whole bunch of gear and they're saying, yeah, I'm natural, buy my natural plan, this is how you build muscle, I think that's crap. But if they are legitimately natural and selling their stuff, then all good. So I don't know where I stand on it because you can't prove it either way and no one's ever going to be able to prove it. So it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, we're never going to know, and you're probably like me. I've met some absolute genetic freaks over the years, like just pure genetic freaks that go into the gym and they just grow. Like you just see them weekly growing naturally. So there's definitely some unreal natural bodybuilders out there. And these guys that they're quick to jump on guys like, I mean, again, I don't know, like I heard Panda, all them, but when it comes to say Kai Green or Ronnie, when they talk about before he went on the gear, how good he looked, people just accept they were obviously natural. I mean, no one knows. I guess I'd like to give the benefit of the doubt. I mean, yeah, who knows?
Yeah. And mentioning names as well, I don't want to throw out names, but Simeon Panda has a fantastic physique, and whether he's natural or not, who knows, man? I'm not into making those natty or not videos like you see online. I'm like, I don't want to just assume and predict if someone's natural because you just don't know, man. So
just don't know. Put it this way, if they really are natural, that's awesome, good on them. But if they're not, and they're lying to all their fan base and doing their stuff, mate, they're the ones who are going to live with that. They're the ones that know that they're a dead set drop kick.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, man. But hopefully people enjoyed this Q&A sort of setup that we did on this show. Let us know if you have more questions for the next episode or for the next Q&A. Put them in the comments below. Let us know what you think about all the topics we discussed today. What do you think about quote-unquote fake natties? Who do you think will win the Olympia this coming year if it does go down? What's your top 5 and who are your favorite bodybuilders? So let us know all that in the comments, guys. And thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. It means a lot to myself and obviously Mick as well. So that's it for another episode. For Xavier Wills and Michael Galley, if you like this content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell button. For Xavier Wills, Michael Galley, we are out.